But I do pride myself on all the miles that I've driven and never hit any fucking thing. Like never, ever.
Not even a deer? You can't avoid a deer.
I've hit a deer. I hit the deer. And that's he hit me actually. Honestly, he hit me. He hit my fenders like squarely in the side. Like he hit where the tire well was. So I'm gonna blame that on him. That's not my fault. I couldn't do anything about that.
There was like I don't even know if this was true. Maybe it was like a parent thing to try and scare me. But like I've had in my head that like if a deer is in front of your car, you never slow down even the tiniest bit. You're supposed to just blast through it. And that's because it was either my dad or maybe it was a fucking hockey coach of mine. I don't know. But he told me, he's like, oh, my brother-in-law? Yeah, it was a hockey coach. He's like, yeah, he was driving windy road, saw a deer, decided to slow down. All that did was kick it up onto the top of his car. Oh. Beheaded him.
So his theory is you atomize the deer.
Yes.
You're okay.
But the real
I've heard that theory on motorcycles too.
He very casually mentioned that it decapitated his brother-in-law. Fuck. Like he died by having a deer go through the windshield and take his head off. And I'm only now realizing he was probably lying to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a lie.
Damn.
Yeah, deers are not very sharp. They're not known for their cutting ability.
It's true. It would have to hit you so fucking hard to just take your head off the windshield.
No, one of the greatest internet videos of all time. The dude's on his fucking, I don't know, R1 or something, cruising down a road, and a deer runs out in front of him, and he hits that deer right in the middle with his motorcycle going 90 miles an hour plus, and it cuts that motherfucker in half.
Really?
It cuts that motherfucker in half, and he travels through the deer. He gets a little wobbly, pulls it under control, and pulls over. But he looks like a horror movie. Like he's just, he looks like you dumped a bucket of blood, like Carrie at the end of the fucking movie, just dumped on with blood.
Deer.
Yes,
organs.
it was so badass. Yeah.
I saw a motorcycle accident. So this guy was riding along and a deer ran into the side of the bike and hit the motorcyclist. All right, he was going fast. And the guy kind of swerves, pulls over, gets to the shoulder, and then drops the bike. And I'm like, oh, like, what's the matter? You know, task saturated, adrenaline, like what's going on here? And then you realize when you looked at, the camera goes to his foot, it's as if it was put back on backwards. Oh, he's hurt. He can't stand on that thing. It's a problem.
Deers are the worst.
I know a guy who had got in a motorcycle accident with a deer. The deer was driving, and he got so fucked up that he had all these holes in him, like gashes and shit. Not just road rage, but like perforations. I don't know. It looked like he'd been shot a couple times. I don't know what that was about. But his problem was the deer guts were in his wounds. Yeah. So there's a huge prone for infection
Sepsis.
there. Yeah. You got to get to the hospital fast to get washed out.
Ugh. Yeah. And they're rife with parasites, right?
Don't they? Worse than that.
Those videos.
Are they? I didn't know.
Their lives are a living hell. Fuck Bambi. All this, like, what we don't understand about animals is the unbelievable suffering just existing is. They're fucking in the snow, just trying to get a morsel of food. They get a cut. It gets infected. They're walking around with maggots on them. Or I saw a video of a deer. Half of it was gone. You could almost see its rib, and it was just like, and they're always foraging for food, and then someone's going to kill them. There's always a predator. I think, who doesn't have a predator? Maybe a hawk or something. They're always in fucking constant fear and stress and pain.
You make a lot of sense. Is there a good animal to be? I'm thinking
hawks are chill as fuck. It's like,
what about a hawk? Like the fastest, deadliest hawk?
Yeah, you'd have to be at the pinnacle of the food chain wherever you were for it to not be horrible.
Yeah.
Even a lion, you got fucking hyenas bugging your ass all the time, trying to eat your food. Yeah, and any pack animal, you got to keep fighting the alpha, like to get near the top. So that's no relaxing there.
Yeah,
you live in an environment where the actual alpha animal is a mosquito. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, they got the most kills, eh? No, but if you don't have that trophy hunting, if you don't have that rich dentist coming to your fucking village to kill that old lion, then he slowly gets weak enough that his like nephews murder him to death in an awful kind of way. If he's lucky, and if he's not lucky, they just cripple him and he gets kicked out of the tribe to like limp along. That's what the Savo lions were. They were two beta male lions who were like, I'm tired of this shit. Let's eat those people over there instead. And they ate hundreds and hundreds of people.
That doesn't sound very beta.
When was this? Savo lions? I haven't heard that.
It was when the British were putting the railroads through Africa. It's Patterson and what was the other guy's name? There's this town called Savo where they were trying to build this bridge, and they had a lot of Indian workers. You know, the British still owned India at the time, and they were bringing them in, and these lions were just eating them, like a dozen a week or something. Like they were just in camp. They were just in.
But were they too
outside.
kind to shoot back?
They well, you don't give Indians guns.
What are you crazy?
You had a couple of redcoats over there in a building, and they'd hear, and they're like, "You think we should go out?" Why bother? He's done for by now. And
Are you crazy? There's lions out there.
Exactly. There's a really good movie about it called The Ghost in the Darkness. It's Val Kilmer and Douglas, Michael Douglas. It's real good.
Yeah,
it's a true story.
They kind of alluded to it in that prequel to Yellowstone, whatever it's called, 1923, that I was trying to watch with my wife, but even my wife was like, "This is too gay." Like it's Lifetime romance. He's in Africa, and this rich girl decides to leave her wedding and follow him through the terrain, and it's Lifetime, like cornball pulp fiction, like I mean the literature, just unwatchable romance. Disgusting.
You're right, but that guy's straight as fuck. He fucked her in a tree, he fucked her in a Jeep, he fucked her in a tent.
Oh, so you saw it?
Oh yeah, that's the kind of show I watch.
He loves gay shit.
Did you find the romance? The romance was too much.
It was, and I didn't like the unbelievability of it. You know, I don't know. I couldn't suspend that belief. I really hated the scene where the big ship like casually floated into the tugboat, and then all of a sudden the big ship's like being propelled. It's bullshit.
Did you see the previous prequel, like 1887?
Yeah, that
was
1883.
I don't know. I couldn't.
I didn't like that.
The whore of the teenage whore of the camp gets
the kind of show I like. Carry
is
on.
the toughest gal of them all, and then she gets shot with a doo-doo arrow, and we give up the whole fucking Oregon Trail mission to bury her right fucking here. I don't know. I was annoyed with parts of it.